Hi there guys, so today I want to talk about how do you get motivated. So how do you become motivated? I think for myself, the number one most important thing is have a big enough goal. The reason I say that is if it's too small, you're not going to be driven enough to do it. And obviously this is so personal, it's going to be completely down to what you want to achieve in life and where you want to be. But having the goal, so what is the goal? It forces you to do smaller things underneath it. So let's say I want to start a company. Right, what does that mean? That means I need to set up this, I need to do this, I need to do this branding, I need to do that. The goal needs to be big enough that it makes you busy. For so many people, they just don't have a big enough goal. You know, paying your bills at the end of the month is not a big enough goal to make you push and drive and be successful. You need to have some carrot at the end that's going to make your life worth the pain and the effort that's going to have to happen in order to achieve that goal. We need to have like a massive goal that we go, you know, that's what I want to be. Whether that's retiring by the time you're 30 or not having to work more than 2 days a week or whatever that big goal is. And then you need to work backwards. I think it was John Maxwell who said, you know, you've got the end goal, but you need to work backwards and reverse engineer that goal. So start with the end in mind, I think is how he said it. So let's say for instance, I want to retire by the time I'm 30. Right, how much do I need to retire? $1 million. Right, $1 million. How long do I have till I'm 30? Well, for me it's 3 years. So that means I need to earn about 300K on top of my living expenses and save that in order to retire. Right, now 300K. How do I do that week in, week out? What business do I have that will generate that money? What effort do I have to do in order to maintain a business to do that? What duties do I have to do ahead of time to create a business like that? So it's all about starting with that end goal in mind. That's this big crazy goal. Work it backwards, make it reality, because a goal without a next step is a dream and no one achieves their dreams. Now the second thing to making this motivation work for you and actually being consistently motivated is to allow yourself to feel discomfort and to allow yourself to hate that feeling. The reason I bring this up is there's a lot of people who talk about in the self-help world or just on general stuff that I've seen on Instagram and that kind of thing, where they'll talk about, you just need to accept where you are, you just need to become happy, you just need to become complacent, like all these things that like, you know, it sounds okay, but in reality, like you are just not going to achieve what you need to achieve. You need to feel dissatisfied with where you are in order to push yourself to the next level. So if you are wanting to retire by the time you're whatever age, you should be unhappy with having to work. You need to balance this out obviously with being grateful and understanding that element of it, because you can just become extremely unhappy and working towards something. So that's not what you want to do either. But at the same time, the bigger the pain is currently, the more you're going to want to take action. So if something is hurting you, your actions will change, and you need to allow yourself to feel that pain so that you can take those actions. Allowing yourself to feel the dissatisfaction and feel the pain is one of the biggest reasons that I'm able to stay motivated, because I am desperately unhappy with where I am currently, because the goal is so big and so real to me that I know I could be somewhere else. So it forces me to take action. Just be aware that unless you are dissatisfied with where you are, you're probably not going to take the next step. The third thing that's going to help you with this is losing dead weight. You've got the vision of where you want to be. You have allowed yourself to feel the dissatisfaction of where you currently are and you want to make a change, but you're still spending 6 hours a day on Instagram or YouTube, or you are watching TV, or you've got stuck into a new season of whatever. Like, you need to be able to cut off the dead weight that stops you from taking action. If you are going to go through these other things, you need to free up your time of all the nonsense that isn't being productive. You need to be the one that kind of loses that dead weight in order to free up your time to be productive and be where you need to be. If you're constantly seeing friends every day, you're probably not going to have the time. Put in what you want out. If you want this thing to be successful, you are going to have to lose some things that are unsuccessful. Hi guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Really short one, but just wanted to talk about kind of motivation and how I stay motivated, because I've had a lot of people ask about it. So hopefully that helps you. Feel free to give us a shout if you need any help with anything. And if you can, give us a share, give us a like, show your friends, that'd be awesome. Thank you so much guys, all the best. Check you next one.